Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a resounding applause of commendation to the top completer of this batch, Miss Jalaiah Kaylen Dy, for her greetings.
To be apolitical in today's chaotic world, I would say, is wickedness. To remain quiet when the whole world is in great despair is not just immoral, but ungodly. Yet, several weeks ago, an Iranian athlete and wrestling champ, Saleh Mohammadi, who, just like us, was a teener, was publicly executed by hanging only because he used his voice in protest in an ongoing war in the Middle East. It was indeed a worldwide shocking news story. But what has been more shocking to me was the news of the possibility of losing your own dear life, as you call, for global peace through free speech. Jalaiah, our school head, Engineer Antonio D. Sese, our administrative head, Dr. Milagros de la Cruz, our principal, our dear subject area coordinators, our equitable faculty members, loving parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. 4 years have passed since I last stood here. For every new chapter, not one section I have been in has steered clear of the many extravagant I'm sorry's we had to give to each other. Sir Jemai, Miss Pat, Sir Gary, Miss Nelia, and Miss Nance. You know this as well. Come to think of it, there were times we, as a batch of very, very accountable students, had to be the ones querying discipline. When, believe it or not, sila rin ang mga nagsimula ng cheese touch at naglaro ng mga laruan na sila rin ang nag-confiscate gamit ang kanilang kapangyarihan. Joke lang. The truth of the matter is, the struggle is real. Lalo na kapag hindi mo alam kung gumuguho na ba yung classroom mo, pumupundi na yung ilaw, at onti na lang, mahuhulog at mababagsakan ka na ng electric fan dahil A. May lindol, B. Sumasakit yung ulo mo, C. Guni-guni lang yan, o D. Nasa itaas na floor ang napakabait na batang si Jevin na napakaligalig sumayaw at tumatalon-talon pa. Kaya, isa pang, we're sorry sa mga naapektuhan naming section. Creds, at yung iba pang nasa third floor. Sorry rin, Jevin. At least, hindi ka na Diba? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that moment is a near representation of not only mine, but how destiny unpredictably decorates our whole journey. To be able to academically survive in an institution like Divine Light Academy is obviously not a lenient task. Its standard of discipline and binding call for excellence are both absolute and enforcing. And to move up in a school like ours is already in itself a sense of accomplishment. And this is, I guess, what all of us here want to contribute to the future. Our promise of security and our personal drive to serve our people with pure honesty and sublime integrity. The Office of the Department of Education would annually come up with themes for graduation and the like for everyone to ponder. This year, it reads, Filipino graduates prepared to lead with competence and character. Competence and character, you say? I started to ask myself, how could we, as people of my generation, are daily exposed to all over social media, which, by the way, is one of our avenues to learning about poor government leadership brought about by greed and massive corruption. It is to me just one solid pronouncement of hypocrisy. Our direct ongoing connection to both national and international affairs seems to be the opposite of what the world wanted us to be. Sadly, we are the daily witnesses of blind devotion to power and entitlement, tolerant of atrocity and iniquities of those who should have led us, the youth, through their very own examples. Figuratively and literally, we are surrounded by vultures and crocodiles in the different sectors of our society. Many leaders, both here and abroad, promote violence, hostility, ill will, and moral condemnation. How in the world can everyone say that we, your so-called graduates and completers, are set to usher in efficiency and disposition? Not all the time did I have the luxury to understand what was laid out in front of me. And there is no denying that I was not quite satisfied yet with the work and effort I put into my education. Soon after, it became too late to realize that I had taken the knowledge I worked so hard for granted. Like every beat of the drum I play, it comes to a point where the sound is loud enough to be heard by hundreds But, most importantly, it must be heard by one's own mind and soul. My fellow completers, remember what Lao Tzu once said: there is no calamity greater than lavish desires. There is no greater guilt than discontentment. And there is no greater disaster than greed. The lives our fellow kababayan lost in the many natural tragedies that struck us serve as the opener for the words that have so long been kept in the tin can. Pandora's box was unbolted and revelations were disclosed. Today, more than ever, we are facing a challenging performance task we must undertake. To be honest, even if others are not, even if others will not, even if others cannot, social responsibility lies in each of us. This is how our infinite fidelity will be put to the test in the name of honest service for others and service for God. So, to everyone present here today, may I stress that this isn't far from our commission to say and do what is right. It is, in whatever name you may call it, and every individual's social responsibility. At this point, allow me to initially express my sincerest gratitude to my family. To my ate and kuya, I may not have been very expressive on how thankful I am every day of my life for all the encouragements that have financed both my academic climbs and downfalls. Today, I hope that by humbly being able to top this most competitive batch, I am also able to make you feel that your every backing up on me was worth your while. More than being my siblings, thank you for being my best friends. To my father, Dad, your enormous sacrifices in wanting to provide us with the best life in this world have inspired me to bring your name the greatest honor. Now and again, I bring you only but that. And I hope that this simple gesture of gratitude has truly made you happy and proud. And to my mom, who must have had the loudest scream the moment she opened the envelope, knowing about the good news. My heart never fails to be amazed by your unconditional love. You truly are the best teacher, the most caring nurse, the most loving mother, and the most defending security guard one could ever have. I unassumingly acknowledge you today as the mother of the top completer of Jalaiah's class of 2026. To the class of grade 10 sovereignty and my advisor, Miss Pat. Through the years, you have become a family to me. You have strengthened my confidence in our friendship and my conviction to always do my best in everything that I would engage myself in, which has empowered me to be a believer in my own dream. Thank you for your positive influence of constancy, steadiness, and dynamism. If only I had forever, then you would know how much you all mean to me. Thank you for the memories. To the people I laughed the pain off with, cried out of exhaustion, faced all types of curiosity, walked this distance together, and despite all we have witnessed, Jessica, David, Eunice, Shane, Sophie, Akisha, Dylan, Rena, and Skylar, I will remain by you, no matter where you are and how much you change, as you have done for me. To all the parents, relatives, and friends who bear witness to the completion of this dream, and who, in one way or another, contributed so much in making us realize this desire to accomplish our goals, on behalf of my fellow completers, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. May I request, therefore, my batchmates to please rise. And give our beloved families and friends a big round of applause. Thank you indeed. You may now sit down. I also wish to recognize the unsung heroes, all the teachers who are present here today, and all the teachers in the world. Your unbelievable devotion to your vow is the only remaining hope of this planet, that in the midst of life's difficulties, life will soon be a better one for all of us. You are our home away from home. May binding teachers like you continue to embrace the ignorance of every child, so that your own light will be the light of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it saddens me to say that we do not have many perfect examples to live by on competence and sound character from most of the leaders of this land, other than what our dearly beloved parents and teachers would prompt us on. Hopefully, though, my fellow batchmates, despite having been deprived of such significant illustrations, would still hold tightly to the high standards that our homes and this institution have embedded in us. We must accept finite disappointment, but let us not lose infinite hope. Let us all together take this heed on self-sacrifice by continuing to abreast ourselves for whichever is true and just. Upon the goodness in our everyday tasks in school, our home, and the community. Let us carry the initiative to speak always of the truth and be loyal to the virtues of sincerity and respectability by way of putting honor to our every word and action, and adhere to the advocacy for rectitude and responsibility by the mere submission to our own conscience. I am convinced that our own effort of living by example shall solicit confidence from amongst the young people next to us to take the boldest step to consolidate and take action. Lastly, let us bear in mind, my beloved schoolmates, that the true measure of success is this: compassion if you have wealth, humility if you have honor, and service if you have power. Congratulations, my fellow completers. Truly a completed job well done. Continue to walk as children of light. Once again, good afternoon, and thank you, one and all. And to my God, I offer this recognition and more. Mabuhay ang lahat ng kabataan at bawat Pilipinong nagmamahal sa kanyang bayan.
Thank you, Ms. Lee, for such fiery and yet inspiring words of wisdom.